Corrugated cardboard and cardboard strips are usually just something you would use for cushioning and protection. But in this painting, together with a homemade paste, they become an elegant golden texture. Watch along as I turn simple packaging material into art. For this painting, I've once again taken an old canvas that I'm going to rework. It's 30 by 90 centimeters, a really exciting format because it's so long and narrow. The first thing I do is glue on some torn pieces of corrugated cardboard. I use acrylic binder for this, and I also brush a layer of the binder over the cardboard so it's well sealed for the next steps. After a day, the acrylic binder is completely dry, and I move on to the corrugated cardboard strips. You can find them in your next package or simply buy them. Instead of just gluing them down, I embed them into a homemade paste, gesso. You can find the recipe for this gesso in the video linked above, or you can read it in the accompanying booklet. First, I spread the gesso over the entire canvas. Sometimes I use a palette knife, sometimes a brush. The brush helps me cover the cardboard more easily. There has to be one solid base coat of gesso over the whole canvas. Then I place the strips on top and cover them completely with gesso. The brush works best for this because it lets me fully coat each strip. When the strips are in place, I trim off any parts that hang over the edges. I also run the gesso along the sides of the canvas. This layer needs 2 full days to dry. Once it's ready, everything is securely fixed, and you can see that the gesso itself has created a beautiful organic texture, even on the smooth parts of the canvas. Now for the first color layer. I'm using a pigment in antique gold. Of course, you can use ready-made acrylic paint, but here I'm making mine from scratch. I mix the pigment with a little water, then add acrylic dispersion to create acrylic paint. I cover the whole canvas with this gold. If once it's dry, whether you're using pigment and dispersion like I am, or regular acrylic paint, the background still shows through, just apply another coat. And don't forget to paint the edges so they shine in gold too. When that's completely dry, I start working on the textures. I've mixed a bit of the gold paint with turquoise. Before I apply it, I spray the entire canvas with water and thin the paint so it's more fluid. I brush most of this color into the textured areas, but I also let some flow onto the smoother surfaces. This needs another full day to dry, and here's how it looks. It's already beautiful, but I decide to add more depth with some blue. For that, I'm using a liquid spray paint. I'm not sure if you can still buy it today, but you can easily make your own and use a spray bottle. I moisten the canvas and spray on the intense blue. It doesn't need to be even. The paint is so fluid that it moves on its own across the surface. If I spray in a certain direction, I can guide that movement and create really interesting effects. After another day, the look has changed. It's now partly bluish, partly greenish, and the textures stand out beautifully. I want to add some extra shine, so I go back in with gold, this time a much lighter shade. Rolling it across the surface breaks up the large gold areas, and the raised parts of the design catch the light even more. If you liked this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell. This rolled-on paint dries quickly. Now the surface is wonderfully textured, with variations in the gold sheen and different tones in the deeper areas. To finish, I varnish the piece, of course, with a glossy acrylic varnish, so the brilliance of the gold really stands out. I pour a little varnish into a container and thin it with water so it brushes on more easily and goes further. Then I coat the entire canvas evenly, making sure to varnish the edges as well, and with that, the painting is finished.